पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we welcome all of you. Third session of the series, Beyond Pains and Pleasures. So in this series from Srimad Bhagavatam, we saw how Chitraketu Maharaj, even though had like 10 million wives. Today, someone was asking me that, just 1 second. So today someone was asking, Krishna had so many wives. Is there anyone who has more wives than Krishna? I said, yes, Chitraketu Maharaj, 10 million. So Krishna is different. Chitraketu Maharaj had 10 million wives, but no son. So he was disappointed. Finally, he prayed. Angira Muni appeared. Angira Muni came to actually preach him that, don't get into all this. You are not supposed to have a child. So you only should focus on bhakti and perfect your life. But Chitraketu Maharaj was like, no, I want child. So then Angira Muni gave blessings. He said, you will have a child, and then his name will be Harsha Shoka, because he will give you happiness and he will give you pain. Both you will receive from him. So that is how this world works. Your favorite thing, anything which has given you a lot of happiness, you will receive the pain from that same thing. Any person who has given you, any relationship, any person who has given you a lot of pain will give you happiness. And one who has given you happiness will give you pain. So that's how it works. So everyone actually is a Harsha Shok. Harsha means happiness, Shok means pain. So then we know the child was born, and then everyone was happy. Then finally the co-wives of the queen, they were kind of envious. So then finally they killed the child. Chitraketu Maharaj is crying, his wife is crying, everyone in the kingdom is, everyone is crying. Then comes Narad Muni and Angira Muni. In the last class which we had, we saw that we cannot have more than what we deserve. Everything will come in our life, but not as per our desire, but what we deserve. So then he's not happy. After a lot of efforts, Chitraketu Maharaj had son, but he died when he was 1 year old. So then Narad Muni, Angira Muni comes. Angira Muni thinks now this is the right time to preach to him. So they come as simple Brahmins. And they ask Chitraketu Maharaj, why are you crying? He says, look at Chitraketu Maharaj says, look at the providence. What has been done to me? Father is alive and the child is dead. In Kali Yuga, we see many such cases. But it never happened in previous ages. So, because adharma is increasing in Kali Yuga, that is why. So then he says that, Narad Muni says, so, who was he? He was my son. Oh, really? Was he your son? Chitraketu, yes, he was my son. But he's lying there. No, but the soul has gone. What has gone? Soul has gone. We say he passed away. Guzar gaye. So then Narad Muni says, if the soul has gone, that means soul has gone to take another birth. You never saw the soul, you always saw the body. Soul has gone to take another birth. And Chitraketu Maharaj said, yes. That means before this soul became your son, this soul had another birth. And Chitraketu Maharaj said, yes. So then, how come he's your son? He's just traveling to different bodies. And then he tries to explain, everyone in this world is having this misconception. I'm this body is my wife, this body is my husband, this body is my son, this body is my daughter, this body is my sister, brother, friend, well-wisher, enemy. It's all bodies. Soul has nothing to do with this. And by blessings. And then Narad Muni wanted to preach, but he thought, no, if I will preach, then he may not listen. So Narad Muni is talking to the dead body of the child. He said, oh child, why have you left your father and mother like this? Look what has happened to them. Look at their condition. They're crying so much. Why have you done this? And because of Narad Muni's interjection, because of his arrangement, his blessing, the dead body again becomes alive. The soul enters, re-enters the body. And son wakes up. And then he's asking Narad Muni that, my dear Narad Muni, you are asking me a question. He doesn't address Narad Muni. He says, oh Brahmin, you are asking me, because still they have not disclosed their identity. He's asking, my dear Brahmin, you are saying that I have left my mother and father. Can you be kind on me and explain me which mother and father are you talking? And Chitraketu Maharaj was shocked. Which father? I'm your father. But Chitraketu Maharaj was a devotee, a Vedic man. He understands the concepts. So son is telling to Narad Muni, in my previous life, I had another set of parents. In the previous to previous life, another set of parents. And previous and previous. And in all the previous lives, janame janame sabhi pita mata paya. Nobody takes birth without mother and father. Whether you are a human, you are an animal, you are a reptile, whatever, or a bird. So he says, every life I had mother and father. Which mother and father are you talking about? Narad Muni knows. He is quiet. And Chitraketu Maharaj is able to now understand. He is getting enlightened because his son is preaching. And then this child says that, my dear Brahmin, I was destined to stay in this body only for 1 year. My tenure is over. Now I'm supposed to leave. Not even 1 second extra we will receive if I'm destined to stay in this body for like say 80 years and 10 months and 15 days and 4 hours and 5 minutes and 3 seconds. Leave. Nobody can bring you back. You must leave. Please, please, like students write exam, na? Time is up, please, please, sir, please let me write. No. The Dutas will come, whether Yam Dutas, whether Vishnu Dutas, whether Dev Dutas, whether Brahma Dutas, Shiv Dutas, they'll pull out the soul and take it away. And the person is dead. So this child is saying, I was destined to stay in this body for this time, and now as per providence, I must leave. They are not my mother and father. They not belong, they do not have any connection with the soul. This body, yes, but this body is dead. It was dead. This body is dead. See why my hand is moving? Because I'm alive. If I'm dead, my hand won't move. Because there is a soul inside. That's why there is movement. If there is no soul, it is a dead body, anyways. So then he speaks, and then again, soul leaves. But before leaving, Narad Muni asked one more question. But my dear child, you see, your parents are in so much pain. Then the child says, it's not that they are in pain because of me. They are in pain because that is their due. They are due for. That is their karma. Sometimes we see, oh, my father has got an heart attack. He's admitted in hospital, so I'm not happy, I'm sad. Why? That is your father's karma. It's your karma to be sad, not because your father has made you are sad. We become happy, we become sad, not because of someone else. It is because my own karma has come back. That's the situation. So, then he leaves. Then Chitraketu Maharaj understands completely. He realizes that till the time soul is entangled in this bodily conception, there is pain and pleasure. Like, a few days back or a few weeks back in Bangalore, there was a lot of flood. Almost half of the Bangalore is submerged underwater. Few feet. The water is entering the ground floor. So we are in pain because we are staying on ground floor. The moment we go up first floor, okay, still we are restricted, but we are above the danger level. So similarly, when we are at the lower level, animals are at lowest level, the human beings. But human beings in lower level, when we are thinking that I'm this body, actually that is animalistic consciousness. Like animals think. So if I'm thinking I'm this body, so all the pains and pleasure I will receive connected to this body. But if I understand, no, I'm not this body has been given to me. I'm a soul encaged in this body, then I will move ahead. I can uplift my consciousness. And then I'll not be affected with pains and pleasures. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse number 7. One who has conquered the mind, it is mind which is cheating us. One who has conquered the mind, super soul is achieved. Paramatma samahita. Shitoshna sukha dukkhada tatha manapamanayo. If you have conquered the mind, Arjuna, you have attained Paramatma already. Now, Shitoshna, Shita means cold and Ushna means hot, warm. So you will not be affected with cold or warmth or heat. Sukha Dukha, you will not be affected with Sukha or Dukha. Tatha Mana Apamana, you will not be affected with Man or Apaman. Whether someone is praising you or someone insulting you, you won't be affected. That's the situation. So then we have to come above this bodily consciousness at the level of soul consciousness and understand who is Krishna and come to Krishna consciousness. So now Chitraketu Maharaj, after understanding this, he rose above the level of bodily consciousness, came to the proper level of Krishna consciousness, at least the soul consciousness. And then he was pacified. Then he turned to these two Brahmins. He said, "Oh dear Avadutas, who are you? Kindly reveal your identity. You are not ordinary souls." Then Angira Muni says, "I am Angira, O Chitraketu Maharaj, and he is my friend Narad Muni. I came to you that time to preach about this knowledge, but you were too much desirous of having a son. So then I gave you son. And then because you had no son in your destiny, you did not deserve a son. You requested, so I gave you for some time. And now it's taken back." So then now Chitraketu Maharaj is completely realized. He understood. And it is very important for all of us to understand, because till the time we live in this bodily consciousness, then we'll have problems in life. So we have to go beyond the bodily consciousness. But the question comes, how? Shall I also have something in my life which is taken away, like Harsha Shoka, the son of Chitraketu Maharaj, was given and taken away? Every day something has been given to us, and after some days or some months it has been taken away from us. Is it not? When will we realize this world has only given us pains, very little happiness and a lot of pains? So there is a problem. And less intelligent people in this world are trying to remove the problem from this world. They do not understand that it's not possible. Krishna has designed this world in such a way that there will be problems. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. If someone goes to jail, he does not have to transform jail and plan out and make a beautiful city out of it. No, it's not supposed to be city. It's supposed to be jail. Government will not allow to become it. It become a city. It will remain a jail. Confinement. If you don't want to stay, become a nice person, behave properly, become gentleman, and come out of the jail. Don't try to transform the jail. Similarly, if I want happiness, unending happiness, then let me not try to reform the situation around me. Rather, uplift my consciousness and come out of this situation. Then I will be happy. So for that, we have to practice. Krishna says, gradually, step by step, you can come out of this. It's the mind which is dragging us down. So it is the soul, when given power of Bhagavad Gita, of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, of Bhakti, of Sangha, of devotees, of Prasadam, of temples, of holy places, then this will be uplifted up. Soul can be uplifted in consciousness. That is what is missing. That's what is missing now. So rather than changing the situation around us, which is impossible, you cannot do it. Everyone in the world is trying to change the situation around him or her. Without understanding, it is Krishna who has created this. He will not allow you to change. But if you want happiness, if you want to change, then change yourself. From material consciousness, you become spiritually conscious and go to Krishna's kingdom. That is needed. So understand that, and let us not change the situation, but change ourselves, reform ourselves. Everyone needs to reform herself or himself in order to attain happiness. That is needed. And how to do that? By chanting. First of all, by acquiring knowledge. See, every day, if you have little bit of patience, you just observe your life. Last 1 week, 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, you see so many problems in your life. Don't get depressed. Don't get frustrated. Understand that this is what will be given to us again in the future. So, change the track. From material consciousness, you come to spiritual consciousness. Change the track. And then you will see a different world altogether. This world will remain same. It's not going to change. But if you change, then you will see world very differently than you are seeing now. So Chitraketu Maharaj understood and he uplifted himself in consciousness. So we all have to work hard. Don't think if I grow old, everything will happen. No, we have to work hard to come out of this material consciousness to go to spiritual consciousness. So we are having these experiences in life. Now what we want is knowledge. So read Bhagavad Gita, read Srimad Bhagavatam. This narration is from Srimad Bhagavatam 6 canto, amazing narration. Please read Srimad Bhagavatam, read Bhagavad Gita, hear the lectures. That will give you knowledge. Your intelligence will be sharpened. And then you chant. That will purify the heart, that will give strength internally. So you have internal strength, you have knowledge. Then you proceed in a proper direction. That is where you will come to the track of spiritual journey and become happy forever. So we have to grow beyond pains and pleasures. Unlike everyone in the world is trying to change the situation, let us not be so foolish to change the situation. This situation is controlled by Krishna. Let us reform ourselves. That is important. So Chitraketu Maharaj reformed himself. Situation did not change. He was there without sun. Now he is there without sun. But still there's a difference of consciousness. He was crying. He was sad without sun. Now he's without sun, but he's peaceful. The next chapter, you read, it will show how he becomes a devotee, a pure devotee. And Lord Krishna himself personally gives him his darshan. So the problem was no child. Problem was not the no child. The problem was something else. Similarly, I want bungalow, I want car, I want husband, I want wife, I want kids, I want this, I want that. This is not the problem. The problem is your consciousness. How come Chitraketu Maharaj was very sad, unhappy before when he had no son? And now again he has no son, but he's still happy. Because consciousness changed. In between the happiness when he had son, that was material happiness. So the life of misery, sad, unhappiness, then material happiness, now spiritual happiness. So then someone will say, oh, then I should also get Prabhuji material happiness. If I get material happiness, then eventually I will grow. I'll get frustrated. No. You understand? If I tell you, take this glass of liquid. What is there? There's potassium cyanide. The moment you touch to your lips, you will never speak again in this body. Immediately dead. So do you want to do that? No, not we want to experience. We understood. And we have experience. All of us have experience in our life. So now it's the time when we gain We already have experience. Now let us gain this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and practice and grow beyond. And then whatever you have material possessions or you do not have will not matter to you. It will not matter to you. That is what we learn from this narration of Chitraketu Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions? Okay, then we'll stop here and you can continue your reading. Please read Srimad Bhagavatam. It's an intoxication, spiritual intoxication, unending, unlimited, unconditional happiness you will gain by reading Bhagavatam and chanting Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Guruji, for such a wonderful lectures.